everybody. I'm Amy Zawi with the Jerusalem Connection Red Alert Report for March 22nd. Today we have with us from Israel, Jonathan Feldstein of the Genesis 123 organization. This organization, and I'll share the website on our screen, is very valuable, and their goals and projects align so closely with ours. And I'm so excited to introduce you all to Jonathan for the first time, and he's going to explain a little bit about his organization that's doing the hard work of helping people in Israel, all people in Israel, and a particular project they have ongoing right now, an art contest for children. And we will talk about the details of that because I think it's very exciting and the best way to invite children all across the world to understand what Israel means to them and why it's important. Jonathan, thank you for joining us, and please tell us a little bit about yourself and Genesis 123.
Thank you, Amy. I am delighted. It's really a privilege, because we just met and I feel like we're old friends, certainly kindred spirits, and doing a lot of the same thing. I had the privilege of establishing the Genesis 123 Foundation in 2018, so 5 years ago. And our main purpose, really the exclusive purpose, is to build bridges between Jews and Christians with Israel in ways that are new, unique, and meaningful. And what that means is we're not looking to do and replicate, and certainly not compete with things that other people are doing. There are a lot, thank God, there are a lot of Jews and Christians both in this space building bridges, and that's wonderful. But I want to approach it from perspectives that we're able to find. I always, when I use the word, I always forget if it's plural and singular, but niches or niche, that we can find new ways to connect, and there are an abundant number of them. So just as an illustration, this past week, we just hosted our second Run for Zion program. Run for Zion is the first Christian-oriented program around the Jerusalem Marathon. We got a great launch in 2019, and then a little pandemic got in the way. So we were offline for 3 years, but it's amazing. The mayor of Jerusalem got so excited because he understood if you're a Christian and a runner, even if you just go and jog a couple of times a week, a few kilometers, that this is the most important place in the world that you'll have that opportunity to run. And so we came back on. It was an unbelievable success, and now already we're planning for 24. Wow. One of the other things that we do is we host. I'm the host of a weekly podcast called Inspiration from Zion. I'm the only Orthodox Jew with a weekly podcast about Israel from Israel on the Charisma Podcast Network. I also write for Charisma and All Israel News, and I've recently been asked to write on a regular column for a Christian site in Sweden and many, many other places. So it's really great, and we just try to find different ways to connect people. One of the greatest things I did, and I feel like I'm just on a platform, it's not about self-promotion, it's about finding ways to do this bridge building. When in 2020, when no one could come here, we created what I called the Global Prayer for Israel and Virtual Pilgrimage.
Wow.
I knew it was a great idea. We did it around Sukkot, Feast of Tabernacles, but because that's a big time that Christians will come here to be with us, to pray, the nations of the world all coming to Jerusalem. That's so important, and people couldn't. We put together, Amy, I will tell you, it was one of the most extraordinary things I've done, not in this position, but in my life. It ended up being a 13-hour nonstop prayer event that began in China, in Chinese, with underground churches praying in Chinese for Israel, and then moving to India and Israel and Africa and Asia, and jumping across the ocean and covering several countries in the Americas. I don't remember even how many languages. I don't remember how many countries we were in, but it went online for 13 hours. It was literally, last time I had an all-nighter like that, I was much, much younger, and it was in college studying for exams.
So I feel bad that we missed that. We will
do it again. We will do it again. It was such a success. We've spun it off, and we keep doing things. I do podcasts and webinars, and that's the idea, is to find ways to connect people that are different. And so you mentioned the art contest. That's one of our newest and thing about which I'm so excited, because first of all, as adults, as parents, we have a responsibility to transmit our values to our kids.
That's right.
And as Jews, of course, as Christians who love Israel, who have a biblical understanding of the significance of Israel, historically, modern. I mean, we're only 75 years young now.
Right.
And the significance of it's not just a modern state that came out of British colonialism, where the Jewish people, who were the indigenous people, were able to regain independence. It's something prophetic about that. You don't have a people dispersed all over the world for 2,000 years, then coming back to reestablish not just the land, but the language,
The language,
in
yes.
which our history is written. So
Mm-hmm.
we have launched a contest. It's called What Israel Means to Me. People can go to whatisraelmeanstome.com and sign up their children ages 5 to 17 to illustrate in any way they want what Israel means to them. And in doing so, we're expecting pencil and pen drawings. We're expecting crayons, maybe finger paints, maybe cartoons. I don't know what we're going to get. Some of them have come in, but it's so extraordinary because we are giving children a clean slate upon which to project exactly what we want them to do, to connect with Israel. And if someone knows that in Israel we have really good falafel, and they draw a picture of falafel, if that's a connection at age 6 or 7 or 8 years old, then that's fabulous because it's a beginning.
Right. Now, this contest is open to anyone, right? Doesn't matter where geographically they are. They just need the information and an internet connection, right? To
100%.
register
100%.
and
What we're trying to make accommodations for people in developing countries where credit card processing is more challenging. The truth is, I debated whether to even have a registration fee, and we decided to do so for two reasons. One is it helps us cover costs, which is important. I mean, it's only a $10 fee. It's not going to break anyone's bank, and there's a family. So if you're registering 3 kids, you're automatically getting a discount. We're not trying to make money. We're just trying to cover expenses. But there's another factor, and you know this. If I open it up for free, I'm going to have all the anti-Semites in the world uploading pictures of Jews in gas chambers and
the trolls and whatnot. Yeah.
Right. I don't want that. So if someone's going to go out of their way and spend $10 and give me their email and credit card information, great. Then I know who to report them to. But yeah, we have that. But if someone is in a developing country, we have a boarding school in South Sudan that's signing up 25 kids.
That's amazing.
It is so amazing. And today I exchanged a voice message with a pastor in Argentina. Now, all of our marketing is in English, but it's a picture. All you need is a parent to say, okay, Julio, okay, Jesse, okay, whomever, draw a picture of Israel.
Right.
And yeah.
I think it's so important because our audience is well aware that I am constantly reporting on statistics and feedback from young people, the next generation.
Yeah.
You know, how many don't really understand Israel, don't understand the reality of the modern state, let alone the roots of their own faith, even in Christian universities, and that anti-Semitism and BDS and sort of the malignment that Israel's facing. Last week was Israel Apartheid Week, and it's just infuriating. And what better way to introduce to children, you know, who may or may not learn in their Sunday school class or from their parents a specific lesson about Israel, but this is an opportunity for parents to say, wait a minute, I can really, maybe my 6-year-old or my 9-year-old goes, Mom, why are we doing this? And that opens the door for the parent to convey those values and also just, you know, stay engaged once they know about your organization and participate in this. It's a way to, you know, keep sharing information, your podcasts or your articles on your website or in our website, where we kind of want to give parents resources that are fun, right? To say, hey, share this with your kids. This is important. Because there are a lot of parents out there that have the right view of Israel. They just need the details, and they also need the tools on how to pass it down to the next generation. I am going to share with our network, and they've seen it across the screens, where to go on your website. Um, and it'll be on our blog page, and people can find it through us. So if they forget where that information is to get to this contest, they're sharing it with family members and grandkids and etc., that they can always come back to the Jerusalem Connection blog page or social media site or YouTube channel and get back to those links to
Great.
get to Genesis 1, 2, 3 and the art contest. Jonathan, we are going to have you on again. Jonathan and I have been talking about a lot of projects that Genesis 1, 2, 3 and the Jerusalem Connection share in terms of mission scope, and that includes protecting life, aiding, assisting in Aliyah, issues with Ukraine, and they also have an outreach into the at-risk youth and children who are without parents or with struggling parents due to injuries, incapacities, even death. And I want to share all that with this audience as well. But for now, I want everyone to get excited about that contest. Please share this information with your churches, your Sunday school teachers, your own children, grandchildren, nieces, and nephews. This is a very exciting way to make children really dig into a little bit, what does Israel mean to me? And be excited and engaged in how to express that, right? It's not an academic lesson or lecture, but it's an exciting, what I was thinking, besides pictures, if a child did any kind of sculpture, the parent could maybe take a picture of it and upload it. I don't know.
We're trying to downplay the idea of
Okay.
things that are multidimensional, because
Okay, so
we
we
also
want.
have to receive them. But you know what?
Oh,
We're going to
that's
go
right.
there. There's a great plan for that. This wasn't intended to be a multi-year project,
Mhm.
but it's so successful and the reception has been so great. We already have the
Annual.
what Israel means to me 2.0 that's on
Right.
deck.
That's great. That's great. And I'm wondering, long term, maybe this can spin off into generating some lesson plans and curriculum for Sunday school classes at various ages, or Christian schools, or
Yep.
just stuff that parents can do at home. In America, we have a huge homeschooling network,
Yep.
and parents are looking for resources to they can't always create all the lessons because they don't have all the information or the graphic art skills to make something fun that their kids would engage in. So, we have a lot of great ideas that we can brainstorm with, but I wanted our network to really meet you, Jonathan, meet your organization, be aware of this contest, and to know that moving forward, we will partner up and discuss information that our network needs to know and other ways to engage together. Jonathan, is there anything else you want our audience to know before I let you get back to your hard work? It's late in the day there.
The only other thing I just want to say, Amy, hearing you speak as effusively about it as you are and understanding is energy for me, because I thought it was a good idea. We tested the water. We should have planned it 6 months earlier, but it's been so incredible to see people all over the world responding to this. And so I just love that affirmation, and I hope people are infected, if not, but what I'm saying, the enthusiasm that you're representing. And I'm really grateful for this opportunity.
Great. We are so happy to have you on. We're so excited for the work you're doing. And until we meet again, Shavua Tov.
Shavua Tov, Amy. Thank you.